shut off front.
Like
Rita likes that. We'll get rid of the stained glass.
Oh, good. Oh. Maybe.
These are the one row we can't get rid of. See which one you like better.
Testing, testing. Can you hear me back there?
Nope.
Testing. You can. We're gonna need to check this back.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here.
No, you got the whole.
See, no, but.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, see, and doesn't shut off that one panel. Should I keep it like this, sister?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, because it's easier, I think, to see the PowerPoint then,
Yeah.
when this is darker. Oh, this worked last night, so that is so weird.
She didn't have it. Okay.
Hello. Yeah.
So do we use this one, don't we? Because there's this one, and then that HDMI one. This is the power cord.
That, yep. That
Okay,
goes.
so I opened it, and this is what's on here.
Okay, so let's
wonder if we go enter.
Let's put this one in first.
And that's, we might have to do the HDMI first. And it's the, there's this big long one here. I haven't done this in a while. I've got spoiled from not having to use that little tiny.
What's this one right down there? Is that?
That's the power cord, I think, right?
Oh yeah, that one doesn't go on her computer.
Oh, okay.
So I hope.
Hopefully it's charged up here. You see that one's there.
Oh yeah, we're good to go. We just need, we got Abraham here, but we need to get this.
Okay, I'm looking. This is just a round part.
I'm wondering if they took with them.
Let's see if they fill the place up tonight. Yeah. Hello, Joy.
How are you?
You could be there. Were you on the second row? Yes. On the end? This one, second. This one?
There. And then up.
This,
Maybe that's the mic. I think that's the mic.
that might be.
Power cord.
Did I call that
Let
one?
me check
You
something
did.
over here. Don't we go to the Apple Jack over
Yeah,
here?
you wanna go to the HDMI?
You could sit in front of those little twins in front of you. Right?
Maybe it is.
As a matter of fact, some of these parcels are really good. I wonder what they would do if somebody was sitting there.
So it's the, yeah, there you go.
You think they'd say something? Yeah, I think they'd be offended. Well, they don't know if it's. That's right.
Oh, looks like we might be in luck. No disc. Do we go to media center?
Well, they're gonna turn that off. And then you'll have people coming at the last minute again.
Oh, here's the, this is the HDMI here,
Yeah.
right?
You
That's,
know,
yeah.
It just went on, look on your
Don't
screen.
think I'm.
Yeah.
So I just, this needs to be
I don't think, okay.
redone.
When we
Let me try this here.
So this is the HDMI here.
Now let's see if it pops
Saves
up.
a whole room for 9 people.
It's not
Okay.
popping up for
But
that.
then it fills in. Rebecca's grandmother, grandfather, and father walked right up to the front. Did they think there are gonna be 3 seats waiting? Oh. Yeah, because we're here. Yeah. Honestly, they really fit.
Well, see, that is like the HDMI here, right?
Mm-hmm.
That should be, I don't think, cause we had 1, 2, 3 before. Let me just
I
see.
think we have a connection to that.
Okay.
You these are the books, the couple books, maybe.
She's not nosy, we just can kiss her.
Fine.
So Rita, you had to get her ahead of us?
Because if we started on, and I thought, my God, they make it sound like the last.
I know it, I know it.
So I
Should we shut
got
it all the way
get
off?
over there early, all the way up.
Well, you don't listen to us.
See, you pulled out that extra
Well,
cord and that.
Hooray, you did it.
Yeah, here we are.
I do listen to, so now I can gauge that I don't have to come so early.
That's right.
But we'll see.
Hey, Anna.
We wanted our seat.
Well, it's not, we've got it, your laptop, it opened to the presentation, but it's not, we're having trouble getting it to pull up on the screen. And we've
It doesn't
got,
sound good.
there's like a cellular cable that runs the little, like, converter, right, to the kind of white and black HDMI jack
We
is
used to
what
go
we're
on
thinking, was in the
Fridays,
HDMI.
For our Trinity.
But it's not coming up on the
Bring it
screen for
up.
some reason. Michelle and I are both down here trying to
She get old.
she's over at the panel now, and we tried a couple of things, we're trying to.
I'll sit down.
I guess a little work. Go into the HDMI jack.
Down again.
You know, the fellow we have usually on Friday,
It's switching.
on Thursday, Father.
Okay.
Barbie and
Oh,
whoever
hold on a
costs.
second, it was.
It's just a
Yeah.
blue screen.
It's just a
back.
screen.
He's gonna come, I guess.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
He probably misses us.
Escape out of the book, okay?
He can tell us all about the bishops and the
Here,
pope and.
now, we've escaped
Yeah,
out.
what is-
Should we go to slideshow?
Yeah.
He remembers all
Did
this
we go to
stuff.
slideshow?
He traveled all the ways, I thought, oh my goodness gracious.
Is that from?
And then he tells us all before.
Yeah.
No, it's not on the computer, but there's
Okay.
nothing.
So they say if you
I'm
put
wondering
your
if-
with him, he never shuts up.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to buy, do you think we
I
need to
think
buy
sisters
this and have this
or
for
whoever
everybody?
is
I'm gonna send you a
looking
picture.
then tries
And
to
you
find
can tell us
something
if
if
we've
we
got
want
it set
So
up right, is that
we're
okay?
gonna have a good chat, because we talked
Okay.
about the
Let me
boats.
take a photo.
I ate with the ones that we talked about Burlington.
Why
Well,
not?
I'm
That's
wondering
surprising.
In
if,
Burlington.
like.
He knows
Well,
it.
he was at Elkhorn.
To the computer?
He was at the parish.
Neighbor.
Yeah.
Close.
I think we may have gotten
Was the
Burlington into,
adapter, that's I think the word that I.
Gotta do that when I can.
because I think he was at, Elkhorn.
Elkhorn.
Yeah.
St. Patrick.
She said
Yeah.
that HDMI should be directly.
Good.
How are you?
Yes.
I'm so glad to see you. Are you feeling better?
Anyway.
What did, I didn't hear what Barbie said about the sisters before
Right.
that.
At least if you're
They signed a
comfortable,
letter
then
that
you
went to
can
the
go
Milwaukee
around and do
Journal, but
things.
I don't know what it's
That's
about.
all we,
Oh.
we're still up and we're doing it, and I'm glad to
Something.
see.
Yeah,
Probably some of this, either immigration stuff
yeah, probably.
or.
Oh.
It's just.
Hello.
We're the three of us.
We're here.
We've got the background.
And she was ahead of us. She said she got worried hearing us talk at lunch.
And you're listening to you guys, and I'm just telling you,
Okay.
I
They
thought,
may make
I
it
better
rule,
get there really
no
early.
arriving more than
Well, I
15
mean, I
minutes.
just talked to Sister Gloria, and she said, oh yeah, I think I'll go. I said, well, that's fine. I said, if you have I said, pretty much every place you can hear. But if
Yeah.
you wanna see
Yeah,
the screen,
Michelle
make
Scott
sure
is
you're
at
there.
present. I'm gonna, can I put you on speaker? Let's see here. Sorry about this.
Okay, anybody recognize that?
Good, but I have to sit up close so I can hear.
Okay, so we are,
No, there's no ice.
can you hear me? Okay, so we're looking at it on your laptop, but it is just a mountain picture on the screen,
On the screen of my laptop.
on the big screen.
You do, okay.
Okay, and on my
We're
laptop.
hoping to get the slideshow set up.
Hmm?
We're hoping we should get the
I'm just
slideshow
glad,
set
I
up.
just hope
Here we
there's
go.
no There's a couple of,
Yeah, I don't wanna connect them, so.
Waiting
Oh,
lists.
no waiting lists, people who follow
Go
him,
back.
they usually like
Yes.
to sit in front of here.
Lecture, here we go.
So
I
glad
just had
you're
it up.
there.
It's just a slide. Do I go to slideshow?
Somebody has a purse here, there's somebody that has a purse.
Okay, is that little,
Turn the top on the
I
left.
was,
where it says presenter
Oh,
view
yeah.
We're
or
trying to get
present?
the
You
slideshow.
Okay,
Oh, come on right
it's
now.
thinking.
What is-
Now it has the notes on the
Is that
side.
easy?
It's got the picture on your laptop, but still not on
That
the
should be
screen.
good, and then you know how to toggle up and down to lower it or raise the volume.
either to the left or to the right, but it should be to the right.
Yeah, 'cause I have my hearing aids on too, but
Oh, no.
they don't work for
hey, it's
those.
coming.
What it's doing is
So if you want it to
recognizing
be
there's
lower, you
something
go like
wrong.
this. If you want it to be more
Okay.
powerful.
I got
louder,
that,
you go
but
Oh,
like
the
this.
two of
now
them are.
I
Yeah,
need,
it's just kinda like.
how do I bring it back? Do you know what I mean? Because it's in a little screen, I need it to take up the full
Yes,
screen.
just one.
Does that make sense?
Oh, I'll just play with it by
Okay.
myself.
Okay.
Thanks, I
Well,
just
well,
need to reserve.
let me
this.
see, I'll grab the.
Pull your mouse over.
It's kind of frozen now.
Oh, we got it going. Oh, there's hope.
Now it's frozen on your laptop.
What is
It's not me trying to.
I can't use the mouse. Oh, now it, okay.
Well, is it frozen or is the mouse just on the other
It
screen?
might be on the other screen.
I think it might be on the other screen.
Okay, I
We're
think
can,
I
can you hear me then?
figured it out here. I'm grabbing it back here.
I want these three chairs.
Well, to make it big, I think it needs to be on the other screen.
But it's not big on the other screen when I slide it over. It's just
If they sit here, Kathy, Mary and her friend and I are gonna sit here.
I think you need to slide it over and then make it.
Do you wanna sit closer or farther away?
I'll test it for you.
Oh.
Here.
Jody,
Or is it in, so when you're sliding over,
her name is
are you sliding
Well,
over?
you know, it works for me
Virginia.
to sit on the aisle.
And still?
no,
Me too.
just
Okay.
the PowerPoint.
I said Rita
It's just
instead
the
of Jenny.
PowerPoint, but
I don't
nothing
know
else.
why.
When I slide that over, but it only takes up a quarter of the big
Good, it's
screen.
nice and long.
Thank you, Grace, thanks for letting me
You
know.
slide it over and then there should
I
be
get
like a
confused
big one
sometimes.
on
So do I.
But then I don't have that. Oh, I
Did you
see.
want one of these?
Oh.
No, I'm okay,
You're okay?
thanks.
Hey!
Hey, they're clapping. We did.
There he is.
I appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you knew it.
Between, between the three of us, we got it. Thank you for your patience, Anna. I appreciate it.
Wow.
Okay, I appreciate it. Talk to you later.
Watercolor. I love it.
Bye.
It's like a rainbow.
Jenny,
Is it, is it
you
40?
wanna be sure not, the podium isn't in your way.
Say that again?
Oh, good.
You wanna be sure the podium isn't in your
Boy,
way.
I sure would leave it like that.
Go back here. Here's the,
No, I
This is real
understand.
good.
not a problem.
Tell her.
But,
I think that's good
I
thing.
can't get it.
Cause that cat can't hear otherwise.
Ah,
That's my problem.
Did any
Yeah,
of
I'm
you
good
want it
here.
twice? No? Good? Good?
Maybe Michelle move it over a little bit. She didn't hear that.
Doing. Michelle's trying to figure this out, girl.
I got it on my phone and I've got a watch, so I get old fashioned.
Oh, you wanna have it all ready for him, huh?
I sure do.
It starts at 6:30, yeah, so you got here to get a good seat.
Well, I usually have dinner with Tim, but he won't get there in time, so
Oh,
I don't know who you are.
I'm Jody.
Close your eyes, don't look. There we go.
Jody must be one of the people on choice.
Yeah, Laura and Hannah's, well, Anna's not here, she's here during the day. And then Michelle and I kind of do all the house and so we do the sometimes,
Oh,
Yeah.
she must have found it.
Gosh darn it, this is temperamental.
Yeah, and what's your name?
Now, can you get rid of the white stuff? So, what we're gonna do is
Rita.
Well, actually, the graduate student.
oh, hello there. How are you?
I'm good. And I was an art teacher for a really long time.
Hi.
come back to me.
She must have found it. That-
No, we did not.
You did not find it?
No.
I wonder if Amber took it? Did they contact Amber?
I have no idea. I wasn't here, Sister Miriam. And now we're in the heck did this thing go?
Was this our tape or is this, Tim's tape?
What?
Was she
Is
Amber?
this our tape or Mr. Crane's tape?
It's his, but we're missing the laptop, which is the big problem. This disappeared from the chapel today.
I think, yeah, they should check with Amber or Margaret. The IT people from our place, from SSS and D. They may have accidentally walked off with it. That's a possibility.
That's a possibility, not to be ignored. Yes. Come sit down. Sit where you can see. Oh, good. What are you reading? That.
Did you?
Yes,
It's been a while back.
a while back, yeah.
Somebody else told me it was very good. She read it. Really liked the way she read it.
Yeah.
Oh, like a 10.
Uh-huh. Which, yeah, I have to remember this way.
Sally O'Malley
Okay.
made a promise to her daddy before he died. She swore she'd look after her sister truly. Keep her safe. But Dr. Granny always said actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
And Sally would have to agree with him. But during the summer of 1959, the girls moved to Scotland. Their stepfather abandoned them and their big sister, Nell, was left strictly exceptions to take care of her. Was too busy making out with her boyfriend to realize that Sally and Trudy were sisters. So
Hi, Joe.
Hello there. How are you?
Pardon?
How are you?
Here.
Jody, can you come here?
Oh, that's not today. Do you wanna go? I'm sorry.
Well,
It's so
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Walk
she's
in
next.
front of you if you want.
Oh.
But nobody will believe her that she has no
Let me
choice
move
but
mine.
to tell the truth. Well, she can best she can. Relying on her neighbors.
Oh,
If I was sitting on this side,
Funny.
in front of me. Better.
You know what
Did you hear when he did it on, first part of the time? Yeah. I heard that too. Yeah, he's a good speaker. He holds her.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Suddenly.
They're talking about those.
So you could really put yourself in it.
You want to sit here, Jimmy? Yeah, pretty darn good.
Mothers at their
And then it's on a double screen.
Different things like that.
Yeah.
You're in here.
Yeah.
I'll just bring it in here with me.
I'm not like, I don't know where.
Because he comes there yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Dallas.
Right before the beginning, and I think it's because it's a way of staying close.
Yeah, right. Police came and fired her, and she figured, mom and dad will find out that she. Thank you. And they were dead one day. So that's
Then they found the body.
Absolutely. I got hearing aids,
Yeah.
but I can still can't hear. For some reason.
Quite a nice day today.
Anyway,
I was out of Pleasant Creek, over by the pond,
Too big for
out
everyone.
front to the car.
Where do you want to sit?
Uh-huh.
and
Oh.
Did you ever find out?
No, she had to see what she was doing there.
Which one?
I thought my son was here.
That's what I figured, somebody was here.
Yeah.
Oh, for my hearings?
No, your mental health.
Oh, that's nice. Mine is coming in
Oh,
tomorrow.
that's a
That was
writer.
terrific.
Writer?
That was so
That she was-
Yeah, but they're closing in on it.
Did you leave it upstairs still?
No, I got Sandy was.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, creepy.
No, it was, Dottie and I and Sharon, and then Jen's was after.
Mom, I didn't even get it.
Oh, Joanne. So that Dottie and Joanne.
Okay, well, you'll have to keep me posted. I feel like I'm hearing it for the first time.
I think so, I can't look at it. I'm hoping he's gonna
Dottie Oh,
I had four.
Okay.
I have just cards, all dressed down.
Oh.
And I had four of them, and then Katie read them.
Yes,
I got so many
wonderful,
over.
wonderful. Did you stay here or did you go out?
Right.
Yeah, actually, I think it's glad she's done. Because I got another one.
Well, he's coming in for the evening.
Yes. Either great or just rickety.
Well, I've got a binder.
No, I couldn't read her. That
Just ask
was
Susie.
Friday.
She won.
How about you? Blah, 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 blah.
I got it on my computer. You know, when I got it. I can, he says, I'll give it to her.
Weather.
It's on the computer. I think it's binding. Jeffrey binder. I think that's. We can off on printer, just like this. Jeffrey binder. See what comes up with. I hope the weather's, I think that's.
Read that.
Because I got so many of them here.
After I have it, you can reread it. You can go through real fast.
Yeah, all right.
If you want to do that.
VIMD here, I think I see him as a brother one. I think it's a binder.
Okay.
Yo, jeez.
Was it MD?
Yeah.
VIMD, was it MD?
Yeah.
She was a doctor?
Yes, Jeffrey, I think it's Jeffrey.
When she was killed.
VIMD. I think.
Oh, what's the difference?
Hey, how you doing, Joy? What day is it? And he showed,
Well,
then he
doesn't she
showed me.
have a laptop up there? Or is
She's
that
got
another
something,
one?
that's not the right one.
And then he said, did you see this, did you see that?
Oh, I don't think so.
Just list them all.
He just came, I'm gonna, not his laptop, I think he has a
Oh, well, I trust him.
Well, I didn't look there.
Find it?
Oh,
We're having a little technical, we're gonna get you. I know.
Ooh.
Amber, by any chance, did you or Margaret walk off with the laptop from Trinity Woods? They're looking all over for it and they don't know where it is. So did you by any chance have accidentally taken it with you? You did? Please let me know. Thank you very much. God bless you. Goodbye.
I always think of that way, and then probably didn't even know she was in
And then it's coming again.
No, we'll probably miss the call that I leave. Again, oh, you missed the call? Again, oh, that's June 25. I keep calling them, but they don't answer me. That's it.
Is this okay here? Is someone? Yeah. I don't know if that's. Oh, okay. Well, then they're probably not coming back to me.
Well, right. Well, you never know.
I'm not so afraid of you.
Everybody wants to. If anybody knows anybody else. Okay, well, you turn over. Yeah, okay, well, I'll try.
I called them. Laptop from here. The laptop is missing. Yes.
I told my granddad and they
First thing, well, it actually was raining out, it was in the daytime still, so, normally, I'm get nervous as I get older about driving in the later like that, and so, I mean, that stopped me, kind of a sudden actually, after, and then it started raining again, we had nothing is as quiet as I mean, well, I've been going since 1984, and this is the first time.
Let me know if you need a device. There, okay.
when you think about it. No, I'm not.
We live in that together, and it's wonderful.
Welcome, everybody. How are we this evening? Good. Good. We've had a little technical difficulties here, but I think that we've managed to work through them. If you happen to see these little subtitles down there, we can't quite figure out how to get rid of them. So for those of you, maybe that will be helpful or not. But and if go ahead, Jody, say.
Yeah, and if you need a hearing device, just let me know. I've got some here.
Everything you're saying is coming up.
Okay, right here. Okay, well, we are going to get started regardless. We are so pleased that Dr. Tim Crane is back with us this evening at Trinity Woods, and I know we have a lot of visitors, so welcome. Those of you that are here, he really needs no introduction, so I'm going to let him just get started, but he is here for his 6-week series on Abraham Lincoln. So please, let's welcome back Dr. Tim Crane.
Okay, there we go. One question, do I wear this one too? I know I've got the one on. Do I wear both of them? Or is this the same as this?
That one is connected, the one that you have on your, no, that one's fine.
So this one I don't need?
No.
Okay, I'll just no worries. Thank you.
Yeah, and you got your.
Yeah, if we get just a little like every light so I can see my nose.
It's coming.
No, if it's not, that's okay. It's a flashlight.
Michelle, do you know how to?
Nope, they're either on or off.
It's either on or off.
Okay, then turn it off. Okay, well, good evening and welcome. Great to be back here at Trinity Woods. It's been some time, and welcome to our 6-part series looking at Abraham Lincoln, an American icon. And we were talking in the framework in past series here at Trinity Woods regarding historical figures, particularly politicians. And we stressed the fact that with politicians, I don't care if you're talking Republicans or Democrats, over the course of history, the more you learn about them, by and large, the less you like them. However, there are some exceptions. There are some exceptions. We talked, for example, in an earlier series regarding Harry Truman. Harry S. Truman is an individual that, from the 20th century, the more you learn about Harry Truman, the more you like him. His successor, Republican Dwight Eisenhower from Abilene, Kansas. And Eisenhower is yet another example that the more you learn about him, the more you like him. Both individuals like to, in essence, fly below the radar. They weren't impressed with themselves in any way, shape, or form. Eleanor Roosevelt, who we did an entire 6-part series on not too long ago, would be yet another example of a politician, certainly here as First Lady. She lived a very, very political life. No doubt about that. The more you learn about Eleanor Roosevelt, the more you like her. So too is the case here with this 19th century historical figure, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. Now, Lincoln becomes, for all intents and purposes, this American icon. And he is an individual that a lot of times in history, people tend to become larger than life. George Washington, for example, the father of our country. Yeah. George Washington is somebody who is considered by most presidential historians to be one of the 3 best presidents ever. He generally is not in the number 1 position, in fact, rarely. He's either in the 2nd spot or the 3rd spot. The top 3 are pretty much always here: George Washington, Franklin Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. And Lincoln, by and large, is considered to be the greatest president in all of U.S. history, quite frankly, in a league all his own. Now, in fairness, a lot of times with historical figures, especially in terms of occupants of the Oval Office, if it's a time of national crisis, your importance is significantly heightened. Because if you think about the late 19th century, there's like people like Millard Fillmore and Grover Cleveland, and not exactly a William McKinley at the dawn of the 20th century, who aren't going to generate too much excitement. The early presidents like George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, the first 3, there's a good deal of interest, a great deal of interest in them, but then over the course of the 19th century, less and less so. However, for Lincoln, he is going to oversee the United States, of course, in its greatest trauma ever, up to and including the present day. The bitter division here of the North and the South over the course of the 19th century that will lead to the American Civil War from 1861 to 1865. And the American Civil War is the single most destructive event. The single most destructive event in all of U.S. history. 620,000 lives will be lost here in the Civil War. By comparison, in World War II, 410,000 Americans are killed if you combine both the European and the Pacific theater. So he is an individual who will in fact oversee this nation at this most critical time. But although he is indeed, as we will witness, a tremendous politician, far more important than that, he is a man of integrity. He is an individual here who, the more you learn about him, the more you like him, the more you respect him as a human being. In previous lectures here at Trinity Woods, we talked about the American experience in World War II. And we stressed the mastermind behind the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7, 1941. It's Hiroku Yamamoto. And Yamamoto was fluent in English. He received actually a master's degree in literature from Harvard University in the early 1920s. And he hitchhiked across the United States here on his way back to Japan and was amazed at the vast industrial complex of this nation here in the Roaring '20s. But what he was most impressed about in the United States is he learned about his hero of heroes. And his hero of heroes was Abraham Lincoln. And Lincoln was his great hero because not only was Lincoln a very effective politician, Far more important than that, in the words of Isoroku Yamamoto, he was an exceptional human being. I would agree with Yamamoto on both points. And for his Imperial War Staff back in Tokyo, here as Pearl Harbor neared, what was required reading was Carl Sandburg's biography of Abraham Lincoln. So he's an individual who has this huge impact, not only on American history, but also in terms of the framework up to and including the present day of global history. Well, you have this person who is going to have this tremendous effect on U.S. history, but when he dies in April of 1865, he is 100% convinced that he is going to go down as the worst president in all of U.S. history. If only he could see what happened. He was very, very humble. He would have been impressed, but he probably would have disagreed with presidential historians who put him here, in fact, on such a high setting. Well, here, if you want to learn more about Abraham Lincoln, there are more than 15,000 biographies written on him. That's a whole bunch. In fact, there's probably not a historical figure who has more biographies written on him than is the case with Lincoln. If you go to this Lincoln Museum, it's across the Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. in the present day. It's like 5 stories high, and they have books. All of them are biographies on him, and it's a huge circle. It would take up about 1/3 of this room, and they're stacked all the way to the very top. So you get an idea in terms of the overall effect across the board. Well, here, he is somebody who eludes simple definitions. He also, as well as eludes simple definitions, he also eludes here final judgments. An individual who is not all that well known. In some circles, certainly, as we'll see in the mid-19th century, he's viewed as this frontiersman, this Western man through and through. The frontier was, quite frankly, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, all these one-time territories that are in fact going to be states running all the way up to the Mississippi. But he's also here, Walt Whitman, who was very prominent in the 19th century, stated regarding Abraham Lincoln, he stated here regarding Lincoln, that Lincoln's face is so god-awful homely that after a while it becomes almost beautiful. Almost beautiful. When Lincoln spoke, however, audiences forgot his appearance, something that he himself would joke about a great deal. He would stress that, oh, he has a face that only a mother could love. It was very true. But when he spoke here, audiences forgot his appearance, and they listened instead to his inspiring words. Well, from the standpoint of his opponents, he was bitterly detested in many, many circles, especially across the historic South, as we shall in fact see. His political opponents denounced him as the Black Republican, the original guerrilla, the dictator. To his supporters, he was known as Old Abe, the rail splitter. When he's first going to be campaigning for the White House in 1860, he's portrayed as this frontiersman, this rail splitter, which in fact he had been for a good part of his life. The Union soldiers in the midst of the American Civil War referred to him as Father Abraham. He's known too as the Great Emancipator, especially in the aftermath of the Emancipation Proclamation that would take effect in 1863. But how does Lincoln himself, how does he see himself, how does he define himself? It's difficult. For historians, what we like here is we like to see the written word. We'd like to see, in essence, diaries, commentaries, letters that he'd be writing back and forth to other sources, because they tend to be more private. You get a much better idea of the private man as opposed to what he's viewed from a public perspective. You get a much better framework here across the board. But with Lincoln, first and foremost, he never kept a diary. Second of all, he wrote only 3 autobiographical statements. They were all very brief and none of them overly helpful. Third, he had a good many letters between himself and his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, but following his election to the White House, as they were preparing to leave Springfield, in 1861 she burned all the letters. She burned all of them, so all that is lost as well. Fourth and final, he was someone who seldom, if ever, talked about his inner feelings. Even if he was with the closest of friends, and he had countless friends across the board. What we do know about him, despite the fact that we have very little written documentation coming from himself, what we do know about him